All right, guys, so this is part 2 of the evaluating trig functions with a calculator. So we're going to go forward with that. Let me just make sure I have everything I need. All right. Okay, so the first thing says that trig reciprocal functions are a little bit complicated. I hate that they start with that because that kind of makes you a little scared. So it says, for example, find the value of theta where theta is between 0 and 2 pi. So again, one rotation on the unit circle. And we want to find cotangent of negative 4.69. So they did give us this hint off to the side. I think a more helpful hint would be that cotangent is 1 over tangent, me personally. All right, so like cotangent x is 1 over tangent x. Okay, so first thing they want us to do is they want us to identify where cotangent is negative. Why? Well, because the value here is negative. So if they've given us a negative value for cotangent, that means that we must be working in a quadrant where cotangent is negative. So let's take a look at our unit circle, right? All students take calculus. And so what happens is that in the first quadrant, they're all positive. So that means tangent is positive here. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. Well, that means that tangent will be negative here. In the third quadrant, tangent is positive, so cotangent will be positive. And in the fourth quadrant, cosine is positive, so that means that tangent will be negative. So the two quadrants that cotangent, right? So cotangent is negative, where tangent is negative. And so the two quadrants that happens is quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So we're going to be in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. All right, so we're going to sketch what those angles would look like. So sketching what those angles would look like, we're going to be somewhere in quadrant 2. Over here, so something like that, right? And somewhere over here in quadrant 4, so all the way around, so that we get a visual of where these two angles are going to be. Okay, now, I'm actually going to do step 3. I'm going to use part of the room up here because step 3 may take a little more room. All right, so here's what we're trying to evaluate. Cotangent theta equals negative 4.69. So if you recall from the previous notes, we want to do cotangent inverse in order to get theta by itself. However, your calculator cannot do cotangent, right? We've got sine, cosine, tangent, and sine inverse, cosine inverse, and tangent inverse. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace cotangent with something that we do know. And I'm actually, like I said, I think this one is more important for us. I'm actually going to use this identity, that cotangent is 1 over tangent. So I'm going to rewrite this as 1 over tangent theta equals negative 4.69. Now, I want to get tangent theta out of the denominator. And so to do that, I would multiply both sides by tangent theta. And so I would have that 1 is equal to negative 4.69 times tangent theta. All right, from here, remember our goal is to isolate theta. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'll divide both sides by negative 4.69. So 1 divided by negative 4.69 is, so I get 0.2132, yeah, I'm going to go to the fourth, there we go, equals tangent theta. All right, now from this point, remember again, my goal is to isolate theta, and so to get theta by itself, I would tan inverse both sides, because tangent and tangent inverse are reciprocals. So I'll tan inverse both sides. So I get tan inverse negative 0.2132 equals theta. And now I'm going to evaluate using my calculator. So now we're to this portion. Use your calculator in radian mode. Don't forget we are in radian mode. We can tell we're in radian mode because there were no degrees given, right? Okay, so in radian mode, I am in radian mode. All right, so second, tan inverse, negative, don't forget you need to use negative, not minus, 0.21. Actually, I'm just going to put this answer in. It's actually kind of cool on these calculators, clear. On these calculators, you don't have to do, you can just hit second answer and it'll put the answer in there, like so. Anyway, well now I've cleared it out so I can't do that, but second tangent, so tan inverse, negative 0.2132. And so my answer is that theta equals negative 0.21 approximately. All right, now, what does that mean? Well, so remember there are two answers, right? There's two possibilities. So we need to find both of them. One of them will be in quadrant 2 and one of them will be in quadrant 4. I'm sorry guys, I have to pause right here because my dog is going crazy. I'll be right back.